If you didn't currently know, Smokey and Miry is literally used as the biggest damage dealer in the game right now. Yes, the meta pushing team consists of this guy right here, the support hero healer, doing damage. And that is all from his exclusive weapon. So, when he performs his third special aroma, which is his ultimate skill, he extends the skill effect by 1 tile. The aroma will be enhanced for 10 seconds when this skill gets its third upgrade for the first time, making the enemies in skill range lose, starting off at 12% of their maximum HP per second. The amount of HP is no more than 200% of his attacks. You really need to have a lot invested in this hero. It can scale up further, and even beyond that, the enemy is stunned for 0.1 seconds when they do lose HP. So it's just a little stutter, but it can interrupt channel type abilities and things like that, crowd control, casts, all those types of things. I haven't quite gotten it to plus 15 yet, but I want to show you guys what this team is all about. Beyond that, right now, we actually have his skill power upgraded. I wonder if we should go for like ultimate strength instead. We have so many of these runes here. It's crazy. Skill power HP. Yeah, we could go like with skill power HP. What do we have over here? Ultimate strength and attack. Honestly, I kind of want ultimate strength and attack over that. Let's just go full on ultimate strength here. Of course, here we have to go skill power. But this is essentially giving us plus what? Plus 2 on the ultimate. So I actually don't know if it works that way. You know what? Now that I think about it, none of this has ultimate power on it, so that probably was a mistake. And the biggest issue with these items right now is you can only save your changes on the magic charms once a day. Well, that kind of sucks. So yeah, I can't save it anyway, but there is a team in combination with Smokey that works really well. A lot of people have actually dropped using Coco at this point and started using Haywin once she does get Tranquility, which is her exclusive weapon here. This is basically giving 30% damage reduction, also having tons of initial healing. This also gives her a more energy when the battle starts too, so feeding energy into her is really, really good. We don't have the enhanced force on her, but I'm going to show you guys what it looks like when you're pushing AFK battles and you see what the people pushing crazy deficits are. And when I'm talking crazy, these enemies here are level 635. You look at the record here, they're pushing, granted they have like Paragon heroes and everything, but they are pushing at 471. So they're basically pushing a full 200 levels above. And this right here is essentially the go-to team that I see constantly. A lot of them are using Rowan to feed a ton of energy actives. I've seen two different things. I've seen ones using Cascade Spell, and I've seen one using Star Shard Spell. The two different strategies are, this one gets the ultimates off very, very quickly, whereas if we come over to this one, if you need the additional damage, Star Shard tends to be the play. We're going to go with the default here, and this right here with Festo is the go-to team. Remember, the hero behind the main body of Festo, aka the Rowan, is going to have an additional like 12 to 14% boost to energy generation. The one behind the illusion is going to get the damage reduction. You put Smokey as far ahead on the battlefield because, again, his initial aroma is about here, then it goes out one more, and then it goes a further one out. So you need to make sure all the targets get in range of the Smokey. This is by far probably the most popular team. You can see this aroma starts here. Once he gets his first ultimate off, that aroma is going to expand by 1 out to here, and then when he does his third ultimate, it's going to expand another tile out. So there's the second one, and then here comes the third one here in 1 minute. So we should see it right here. Watch his aura grow even more once he starts casting in. He is taunted, and if you guys didn't know, heroes that are taunted cannot use their active ultimate abilities here. So he's going to use it in a second. Any second now, it'll trigger again. Aaron's doing a good job grouping them up. And then here we go. Smokey with the damaging blue aura. Watch the entire enemy team just disintegrate. This is the meta team. And you can see why too, because not only that, but he's also stunning the targets. And literally the rest of the team is just to survive long enough. Festo is, of course, the go-to here. You can see Smokey literally like ruling every category almost. But Festo is a little bit out of budget for a lot of people. So one thing that I've noticed with this, almost works as a pretty good substitute in this type of team scenario too, because we're still getting that initial ultimate off from our Aaron, which is going to buy us some time here. So you can watch right here. Even though Festo is the better at tanking and also doing a little bit more damage, the whole point of this team is just survive long enough for Smokey and Miry to do what they need to do, and Almas is a good budget version. I have seen some people use Granny as well. In this type of situation, I do feel like Almas is the better one because he's better for the overall team. And then you'll see here Smokey and Miry unleashing hell essentially on the enemies. Like, this blue aura is just absolutely disgustingly strong. The issue is when you come across waves like this that have someone like Igor, you end up not having enough damage to actually finish them off, which kind of sucks. So a lot of times if you take a look at the records, most people have to switch their team up and add another damage dealer in. You'll see a good majority of people are pushing like 500 to 512. This is probably one of the best adjustments to this type of team. And again, we'll continue to run the Almas just because it's more cost effective, I'll say. I'll put the team like this. We're still going to be going for an immediate ultimate here, but we're dropping the Rowan for an Odie. And with the Odie, you definitely want to run him manually because you want to single target damage these enemies down. We're going to go right for the Igor right away, actually. I want to see if we can just take him out or get him low so that when our Smokey does get his third ultimate off in the exclusive procs, the Igor does go down. Because again, he's going to be the worst part about this entire lineup. And you can see we almost did dip down low enough to actually die right there. Our Odie did go down, but we really just need Smokey to survive. Oh, he got silenced there. And this is why technically Festo is a little bit better of a tank in these situations too. Granted, we don't have the healing from Rowan either, so that is one of the big downsides of this. But we do want to control this, and we want to try to get at least that first one off there. That should be fine, and then we should be able to just let it go auto after this. We just need to survive long enough. The issue here is our Aaron is kind of charging in and getting beat up a little bit too much by this burst here. We need Aaron to get another ultimate off right here. Uh-oh, he's not going to get it off. And that is the big issue, is we're not buying enough time for our team. This team is all about delay, 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 and you can't let these enemies get on top of you because then we run into issues. So what we need to do is put our Aaron on this side and our Almas here. And actually, I'm going to put our Aaron way further back so that he has to take more time to run up to the battlefield. This gives our Almas a little bit more time to get better positioning on some of these heroes. It's just so many tank heroes are so slow in the movement of their speed around the battlefield that it does get a little rough. The Aaron here, I want to try to get his ultimate off and pull the enemies a little bit closer to the Smokey here for the next one. Man, Aaron is just getting like locked down. So I want to pull them a little bit closer in here so that now Smokey gets to go, and now we actually get to do quite a bit of damage here. Hopefully this also takes out the Igor, which it does. We do have a lot of those execution marks all over the place. And again, we're still doing really good with the Aaron Almas combo here. They're just locking the enemy team down. They're giving Odie enough time to deal his damage. I just don't know if it's going to be enough. This is the downside of running Almas over Festo. Festo definitely has better damage output overall, but it still can be pretty good like this. So you can see how you can take the meta team and kind of manipulate this. Again, I should probably be going for a different target here. I'm just going for the wrong targets right now, and you can see they all have the extra skills. I'm just trying to talk instead of paying attention to the combat properly. If we were to take this team and were to do it more properly, it would probably look a little bit more like this for our squad. This is kind of how I would run it. Or even in reality, I'd probably run it more like this. And the Festo should provide better. And this is why Festo is so meta for pushing deficits. Number one, he's got his summoned illusion, which just adds the extra survivability and durability to your team. You're also getting multiple ultimates off if you're using something like Star Shard spell, which means more big AoE damaging abilities and stuff. I do need to control this Odie for a second, make sure we do really hyper focus down some of these targets here. But that's the downside with Odie, is you really need to be using him manually. And right there we get the big ultimate off, and you can see there's added damage going around to the whole team and everything. So as good as Almas can be, nothing truly replaces Festo when it comes to the ultimate meta team. And you see, you slot in a lot of different heroes to try to make things work. And if you're ever wondering what's going to work, yeah, pretty much this team over and over and over. This is the squad everybody uses, and it's just kind of like hands down the best strategy right now, especially for deficit pushing. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'm gonna try to push as far as I can here today to see how far deficit pushing can go. Swap Almas in and do some really late game testing this weekend if we can. We'll just see how it turns out. Let's see how this turns out, actually. We're about to get the third ultimate right here on our Smokey and Miry. Can we melt them all down? It's so much damage. It's so much damage. But the sad part is, if you don't kill them in that burst window, it gets a little sketchy. But Festo is there to clean it up with Aaron, and I think they're gonna finish this out. Yeah, they finish it out. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time. I'll keep you guys updated on what the current meta team actually is for pushing. Victory.